what you deserve exactly. So what happened and how is it working for you?
I mean, पहले तो मैं answer the question, but ज़्यादा नहीं बोलता हूँ. I'm very starstruck sitting with Bodhi sir and Saurabh sir.
Trust me, all of us are.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in the 90s, I have grown up in Dada's regime, you know. So, like sir said, I'm such a huge fan. And but coming back to your question, could you repeat it again?
The similar arm action.
Yeah, so I had a really bad car crash around 8 years ago, because of which I messed up my right elbow. And after I was locked for the film, I called up my director and said, I have something up my sleeve, quite literally, for you. And then that's when I told him that I have a bend out, and it sort of helps me replicate Sir's action a tad bit more. Because when I try to straighten it, it just doesn't go as straight. That's exactly like Sir's, which he has since birth. So yeah, if something bad, something good has come, and I'm able to portray Sir's action a bit more realistic.
Just like how the universe works, right?
Yes, absolutely. Some things are destiny, you know. And I think this film is like that form.
Dada, we are really happy that we are here, and you and Melissa both have had some fierce battles, right? And some extraordinary thing happening on the trees. Is there anything which happened behind the scene, maybe in the locker room, which you would like to share with the people? Some interaction, yeah.
You know, thank you so much. Happy is an understatement for me. Anything connected to Butaya Murli, that we call it Murli, is from the heart. Because not only he was the greatest spinner of all time, he's one of the greatest human beings you'll ever meet. You know, soft, gentle, kind, and always smiling. You know, I've grown up in an era with a very strong Indian team and had some great players. But for us, Sri Lanka was Murli. And I'm saying that with due respect to everyone. Sri Lanka has produced some great players. Aravind De Silva, Kumara Sangakkara, Mahila Jayawardene, Arjuna Ranatunga was a very good player who was the World Cup winning captain. So they had some outstanding players. But Murli was different. You know, as I said, you know, you land in Colombo, you land in Sri Lanka, you go to anywhere. Everybody from the... I remember my first trip in 1997, yes, my first trip in 1997 to Sri Lanka. And we used to go to Sri Lanka very often. Every summer we used to be there. The Taj Samudra Hotel in Colombo was just like our home for us. June, July, we were there, and I loved Sri Lanka. You know, I remember my first trip, I landed and I was going through the immigration at the Colombo airport, and there were very kind people. India was coming. And they said, all the best for the tournament, all the best for the series, you know, have a good trip. But remember, we have Murli. And I remember the exact words. And this used to happen all the time. He was not just the backbone, every bone of the body for Sri Lankan cricket. And I'm so happy he's done a biopic. I've seen him on the field, I've seen him off the field, I've met his family. I've seen him in Colombo. He's unbelievable. So I know you will enjoy this film. You will get to know a lot from this film about Murli's life, because many of you have just seen Murli on television or at the ground. But what goes behind in making a great champion that he is, I hopefully you'll be able to see it on this film. As I said, I'm extremely fortunate to be here this evening on the launch of his biopic. It's a worldwide release. And everyone around the world must see it, because Murli just doesn't belong to Sri Lanka. Murli belongs to the world, belongs to the world cricket. He's an ambassador. He's an unbelievable ambassador of the sport. He's a gentle ambassador of the sport. And when you see Murli Dharan, because I've followed his entire career, and I must say something. I've played the young Murli Dharan, I've played the middle-aged Murli Dharan, and I've played the old Murli Dharan. And the hardest was the old Murli Dharan. You know, and I mean everything what I say, because I'm not saying because of his media, it's because of his biopic, but it was the hardest as he got older. He could spin the off spin this much, he could spin the off spin that much, he could bowl the straighter one, he could bowl the one which would go the other side. And the best thing Rahul Dravid told me, he used to back together a lot those days. He said, how do I cover drive? I said, don't worry, you don't worry about the cover drive, leave the cover drive to me, you just rotate the strike with Murli. So, you know, he's been absolutely fascinating. 800 test wickets, and he's not added the one day also. And how much in one day? Only 400? Can you imagine 540 one day wickets? 540 one day wickets, 800 test wickets. So it's 1340 international wickets for Sri Lanka. So I'm not wrong in saying that Murli meant Sri Lanka. Or it's the other way, Sri Lanka meant Murli. And you know, he brought Sri Lanka on the map through his cricketing heroics, through his wickets. He actually was responsible for bringing Sri Lanka on the world map. Whether the wicket spun, whether you played in Colombo, whether you played at the Oval, whether you played in Melbourne, or whether you played in the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Murli will come and pick 5 wickets and spin the ball this much, this much, this much. So that's how good he was. I wish him all the best in life. You know, just like everybody finishes playing sport, he finished. I still remember his last wicket at his home ground. I think he got Pragyan caught at first his last wicket, his last test match. I can't remember his first wicket, but I can remember his last wicket. And what a pleasure it was just knowing him. It wasn't too much fun playing him because he hardly gave anything to hit. But knowing Muthiah Muralidharan, the person, is amazing. And as I said, you ask everybody around the world. You know, you won't get a better gentleman than Muthiah Muralidharan. You know, I congratulate you on your new role. You are portraying a master on screen, and I know everybody will watch it. I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it because it's Murli. Because it's Murli, and I'm sure everybody in Calcutta will watch it because we are a cricket man city. Murli beat us in the semi-finals in 1996 in Calcutta, and if I remember, they went on to win the World Cup under Arjuna. It was a young Murli then, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. You would absolutely see a master in action. So thank you, Murli, for inviting me here, and lots of love to you, lots and lots of good wishes to you and your family, and may you continue to remain with the game. Because you know, I know you do a lot of businesses, I know you do a lot of things at the back, you have a lot of money, but don't get away from the game, because the game needs Muthiah Muralidharan, his humbleness, his genuinity, and most importantly, the game needs a master to be there all the time. So wish you all the very best. He's a young man. I think we are same age, 50? Yeah, so we are both the same age. So you've got lots and lots to offer to the game. I know he comes for the IPL from the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and I wish him all the very best in life, and we all love him.
So we just had a conversation with Murli sir, few minutes back, and we were talking about the wickets. I bet that he remembers all the wickets that he have taken. He remembers the 100, the 200
This is not true. You know, some wickets I know. I can remember one inning I can't even forget in my life is like him and Rahul demolishing Tolly in the World Cup '99. It was something like, you know, special batting from both of you, and both got hundreds and won easily. So that's really good. He's a strong player of spin bowling, and he's right, because when he was young, when I was young, he didn't give a chance to me. When I was getting more than a little bit, I had chance on him. So that's the way the game. And I think mostly if you think about him, is because he's a specialist, because when he came into the team 96, I can remember 96 in Lords, I think he got a 100 in that. So something, a young cricketer at the time when coming and getting 100, because getting into that Indian team was so hard, and he got into it, then he waved the way and become one of the most successful captain in the history of India. That's him, because he's also something humble and everything, anything approachable. That's why whenever he says me, Murli, if you need, they are for him, because those era, because the cricketers like, you know, him, Anil, those 5-6 players, he had very anything in life, because we continue after cricket also our friendship. Thanks.
So somebody wants to ask a question.